We are Hubdrive. Our vision is to empower people and organizations in HR management.
Hello and welcome to the presentation of our newest Rollup. My name is Holger Tangermann and I'm responsible at Hubdrive for the product and development departments. So the teams which are responsible to bring you the best new feature, the best improvements to our solutions. Our vision is to empower people and organizations around the world to take advantage of the digital transformation in human resources. We want to make life easier for all employees and increase productivity. That is our vision, and this vision is guiding us on improving our solution. I'm very excited to bring these two topics directly to you. Rollup 50 will contain two big topics which we distributed to 4 in here. It is all about talent and performance management, how we added questionnaires to do more effective reviews, a better performance thanks to defining the right template and using it when mass rolling it out to multiple departments and different job profiles. And in order to get a better user experience, we improved the employee self-service. Over time, at one glance, on one dashboard, and a better overview about all the vacation entitlements I as an employee still have for this year, what do I have planned, what are already taken, all of that on one glance. But let's start at the beginning, the questionnaire for more effective reviews. Here to present this with me is my dear colleague Beatrice.
Hi Holger.
Hi Beatrice, great that you are here.
I'm also happy to share our new feature.
Please, your stage.
Thank you. As Holger mentioned before, one of our new features are review questionnaires. Let's have a look over the release notes. Area, talent and performance management. Question catalogs make performance reviews more efficient and easier to evaluate. So now it's possible to add questionnaires to performance reviews. You can also create questionnaire templates for each job description and for different meeting types. The answers can be evaluated in a qualitative and quantitative way. What are the benefits? The benefits are you can create your own meeting template without customization, consistent, comparable documentation of all meetings, also a better evaluation planning, development and compliance, and it's always way more time saving in preparation and follow-up for managers. Let's have a deeper look into the system. We are now in the app HR Hub and in the area Settings. Now let's scroll down a little bit to Talent Management. We open Review Questionnaire and it's possible here to add a new review questionnaire. I created a review questionnaire before. Let's have a deep dive into it. Annual review. So here you can see the name, at example, annual review. We have a record per page, it's 5, that means 5 questions per page, and also a little description. At example, annual performance review for employee development. So when you scroll down a little bit, you can see here 5 questions. Let's go deeper into one question. What goals have you achieved? With a double click, we can have a look into the deep details. Here you can see different fields for the question. First, name. You type in what is the question about. What goals have you achieved? Second one, annual review. Here we have a reference to our annual review, as I said before. It's also possible to select a type. We have 3 different types we can select. The first one is text. The second one is select. And the third one is multi-select. Here I choose the type select. When you choose the type select, there are answer options shown. There are 2 ways to add an answer option. First one is to add it directly here on the 3 dots, plus new survey answer option. And the second one is to use a survey answer option template. I created one here. When you use a survey answer option, the answer options will show directly here. It's not necessary to add answer options manually. Let's add a new question together. We need to go back, scroll down, and add here a new survey question. As example, we can type in, how is your relationship with your team lead going? So, we have a reference to our annual review, and as a type, I would choose text. So we do not need any answer options here because we selected the type text. Let's save it and close the question. And go back to our overview. Now you can see here the new question I added here. So, but how does the questionnaire look to an employee? We will click on the left side, Review Templates, choose our template for department development, and if we click on Review Question, the questions will be shown here. As example, what goals have you achieved? You can select one question here. And here are the other questions. You can see here it is possible to enter a text. That's all about how to add review question into a review template. Let's go back to Holger.
Thank you, Beatrice. That is exciting, finally having questionnaires in there. How do you think our customers will use that?
I think a big advantage is that the questions can be written and add in our solution, so it's not necessary anymore to write down question and answers on paper.
Yes. And how we can use those templates, this is what I show you next. Thank you, Beatrice.
Thank you too.
Beatrice showed us how to add questionnaires, individual questionnaires to review templates, which later can be used in the reviews. I like to take one step back and go to the broader picture, because we are not added the new feature only, we also change the way that review distribution in general works. Therefore, let me go to the release notes and introduce you to the next section. We created a way that you can better create employee reviews thanks to the right templates. We always had review templates, but now you can design them to your needs only by configuration. We are fully aware that not every review is an annual review or a review which has all the talking points from skill and personal development to target agreements. This is now configurable to make it more precise for the needs of an individual review and allows you and your supervisors to really focus specifically. Maybe you have annual reviews for skill development, but you are talking on a different frequency, quarterly for example, on the target evaluation. How much did you achieve? This is easy handling because the relevant topics are more clear and you can focus directly. How does it look like? Well, let's jump back in the system. I'm still logged on as an HR manager in the HR Hub, and I'm on the review template of software development, the same template which Beatrice showed you later on. I like to point out that here you've always been able to choose name, job profile. So the job profile, you can make specific review templates for job profile. You don't have to. For example, if you have end of onboarding reviews which are the same for all job profiles in your company, but you can for more specific reasons. We have different template types: monthly, quarterly, annually, end of onboarding or end of probation period. So even for the same job profile and different needs, you can configure different templates. And as those templates and content can vary, we now introduced this section. In this section, you can choose, when rolled out a review based on this template, what you want the supervisor talk to with the employee. Is it just skills or is it no skills? Just by a little tick, you can enable or disable it, and whenever the review is created, it will not be shown. You have the target evaluation. Target evaluation was named before performance evaluation. We brought things together because usually it's based on a target agreement which you had in a previous review, and you can do target agreements for the next review as well. Two features which we introduced in the last reviews is the absences, which you can decide to show if it's a talking point for you, employee feedback, supervisor feedback, and potential performance metrics. Also, the new feature of review questions. We also introduced, to better guide you along the way, a business process flow. So from the stage after you saved, you get asked, did you do all the essential data? If so, you can click to the next stage. It's now saving and will bring you to the next stage where you can choose what type of skills you want to add. Not a new feature, but still a very cool one, which I like to point out, is you are able to decide in the skill evaluation what type of skills you want to automatically be pulled in. You can decide if it is pulling in all the skills which are already assigned to the employee, all the skill levels which are only available in this template, so if you want to add new templates, if you have merged skills from employee and templates, so both, or only the mismatching. For example, show only the ones which are not with the employee, rolled out based on a job profile, because if you are assigned a job profile to an employee, of course those skills get allocated towards the employee, and that includes also the required grades. But if you already as an employee have them and you already achieved the required grade, you speak English that well, you are able to develop in C# that well, which is required to the job profile, then you don't need to talk about this in the review. And if you choose the first option, it will not be poured in when the review is created, so it is not a talking point. So your choice, I usually go with this one. Merge skills from employee and template, which means nothing else apart of that the skill levels which the employee already has are pulled into the review, as well as the skills itself, which I said here. For example, for the software developer, problem-solving skills need to be excellent. So the required skill level is in here. After I finished the skill level, adding it, I just say yes and move on to the evaluation targets. Maybe you have targets which are the same based on the job profile or which are the same in the company. Things which everyone needs to meet. Or you got group targets for the whole company. You can add them right here, and those will be measured against the achievements. So when the review is rolled out, you can decide yourself how much the employee has achieved it. And we move on to the now and already added review question. Isn't that beautiful that you have all the questions based on the template you created right in here? After you have the final decision, you are saying yes, everything is added, and yes, the essential data is added. We are now deactivating this. Deactivate means this review template is now able to use. Let's use it. Therefore, I'm going into, still in the talent section, in the review distribution. And I'm creating a new one here because I want to showcase you the options. Also, here we are building on an existing feature, but the reviews which are rolled out behind it, and remember in the review template I ticked every box of content in there, can be very different. I click plus new, and I can decide if, like in here as a user, that is a user specific section, I want to have this review or this business process step on the right side, or if you prefer the other way, you can click it away and have it here. Both fine, same action, works in every business process flow. You can decide if you want to roll out reviews, for example, annual reviews for the whole company. And as we are able to differentiate by job profiles, this is very much possible. So I choose yes. If you're not choosing yes, you are able to add the employees which you want to distribute reviews to manually. You go for distribution type. In this case, we are choosing manager employee, but it works the same way for 360-degree feedbacks. We decide when do we plan to distribute. You can take a date for the future, then the distribution is happening in the future. So supervisors get the task to do a review, schedule a review, prepare, etc. the review, or you can do even directly, then just choose today. You can choose a review template, and in the review template you can now say, should the whole company, all the employees, or all the employees assigned to this review distribution get the same template rolled out, or do you want to make it more specific and say, roll out the template for the job profiles? I'm going with the second one because I want to make it specific to the different job profiles. Therefore, I created myself review templates for each job profile. I can say now I want to roll out the annuals, so all the annual job profile review templates are in. And I can define until when all the reviews need to be done. Therefore, tasks are allocated to the managers to perform the review until then. I hit save. Now, while this is saving, a lot of things are happening. First of all the employees are pulled in which are in here. If you wouldn't have chosen this feature like pre-fill all the employees, you would have been able to manually add the employees, add only areas, departments, or based on job profiles. Every time the employees get pulled in. I'm now happy with this, so I roll it out. I click to next stage. And therefore, all the reviews get individualized, rolled out based on the job profile, based on the review templates. Isn't that brilliant? A lot of time definitely saved because it is rolled out without having to do it manually. Doing it manually, yes, this is possible as well. Therefore, you would just go to reviews, and you see a lot of reviews already happening. You can click on plus new and create a new one. That's what we're going to do. We are clicking on plus new. Again, this would already be existing in the moment when the rollout is happening. So this is just a second way of manually adding a review if you don't want to use a review distribution. That can be possible, for example, when you change job, have a cross-boarding, and other reasons. I want to do the review for myself. Therefore, I choose the employee, and I'm now able to choose the template. For me, it is the software developer in here. There you go. And I hit save. Remember, on the software developer, we defined that there are review questions in here. While this is saving, again, I like to point out, business process flow, you decide yourself how you want to show them. If you want to have them bound to the right side, or if you want to see more in the middle, just click away and you always have the option to click on this bullseye and go back. Let's see what other fields we are having here. We have the valid from date, we have a valid until, and when we are planning the next rollup. Also, brand new is this business process flow, which I already was talking about. In this rollup, we added it. So now you are immediately and transparent in seeing what stage does this review have. And you will get guided through. Important, I'm on the HR manager form. Of course, managers, supervisors are not working in the HR hub. They don't see it. They get now a specific form directly for supervisors in their manager self-service app. And also employees do get their own form which they can work on with, of course, limitations because they are not able to edit everything, but they are able to give pre-up feedback before the review starts. So both sides are able to prepare. We are right now in the planning phase, so we are planning it. And we are now going into the preparation. The preparation is usually set when the phase usually begins when the preparation is done. So now I'm in the preparation. HR managers can go in as well as employees and take a look at the skills. Here are my skills. Here is the name and what required grade I have. The same goes for the target evaluation. Remember, we added those, but here I'm now able to add the rating. You see the leave and absences, supervisor feedbacks, and when I'm going to the review questions, you also see the review questions. Now, the supervisor have planned everything and is inviting, so we are going to in progress. This is the time where the review is happening. In here, I'm able to create new target evaluations. I am edit the team situation. I'm go as a manager through this questionnaire together with the employee. And once I'm done, I'm saying next, and therefore you have everything processed concerning one review at one place. You have a review which is now valid, which is easy to navigate and transparent, and even to be able to see statistics, etc. by the new questionnaire record. This is how the whole review process works, how you are able to distribute it. Therefore, we are now leaving the reviews and we are going back to the agenda. Now we are leaving the reviews behind us and we move on to employee self-service. On employee self-service, we have huge improvements on the employee cockpit. Here to tell us more about it and even show us is Marius. Hello Marius, welcome.
Hello Holger. I'm excited to show you and you the new improvements we have made to our employee dashboard and the employee cockpit.
Me too. Please enjoy your stage.
I'm excited to show you our visually enhanced employee cockpit and the component of overtime, where every employee can have an easy look at the remaining time and the already worked time of that day. We're sure that every employee will benefit from these improvements, and it will be easier for them to plan their overtime for each day. And also, the HR department will have fewer questions to deal with. So let's head over to the system to take a deeper look at our improvements. We're in the Employee Self-Service app, logged in as an employee. In the Employee Cockpit, when you scroll down, you can find our newest component, the overtime. The employee has the ability to see the currently worked hours for the day, together with the remaining hours. Also, there's information about the current running time accounts and the available entitlements from the month and also the previous months. Summed up at the bottom, there's the total overall worked time for the employee. So it's easy for the employees to have a look at their time, so they can plan their overtime and their working week. Throughout our system, we're using the industry hours, but with this component, we're relying on a simple hour and minutes base, so it's easy for every employee to understand what's going on and plan their time. So maybe you have seen our second big improvement as a component regarding the leave entitlements. But before we jump in and check it out in the system, let's head back to the release notes. Our second big improvement is regarding a visual overhaul of the overview of vacation days. Every employee has the chance to see their remaining vacation days and the already planned ones at a glance. Leave entitlements are shown in detail, and the satisfaction rate of each employee will be highly increased. At the same time, HR managers will have less workload on their end, so it's beneficial for both parties. But let's deep dive into the system so I can show you our improvements. So here in the system you can see our new component, leave entitlements, where every employee can see their total leave entitlements together with the part that was carried forward from last year. They have also a look at the planned leaves and the total entitlements that have already been approved by their supervisor. And the best part of our new improvement, for sure, for each employee, is the total available entitlements remaining at the bottom of the component. But it's also the possibility for each employee to see if there are multiple or at least one unused leave entitlement that is expiring soon, so they can take it and plan their vacation accordingly. So, these are our new features. And now, back to Holger.
Thank you, Marius. Very great. I think employees will thank us. They finally get a better overview on their cockpit about their times on absences and attendances. But I have one question. We saw overtime and we saw vacation, the entitlements, but I know that in different countries or different companies even, there are more than just overtime and vacation. Is it possible to configure it so that this component is showing more different attendance types and more absence types?
Yes, it's possible. Certainly it is. Every customer has the opportunity to customize our new components and the employee cockpit to get their needs into the system.
Brilliant. Thank you, Marius.
Thank you, Holger.
As we are slowly reaching the end of our video, I have two more things to share. Therefore, we are going back to the release notes and we get to the section of ticket and bug fixes. As in every roll-up, we are taking your cases and improve our solution, finding small and bigger fixes, which help all of us. So if you raise the tickets, you can see based on the number if it is fixed. Also, we will reach out via the portal to tell you, hey, please install Rollup 50, your ticket has been fixed. But you can, of course, also benefit from the other tickets. Therefore, we are listing in the release notes the names of the other tickets with a short explanation what has been done. I'd like to thank 3 departments who worked endless hours, days, sometimes night, on this roll-up. This is the development, the product management department, as well as the QA department. And there is even the 4th department, the marketing department, which helped producing this video. I look very much forward to your feedback on this roll-up. I hope it brings you all the joy that we thought it will. Until then, thank you very much. Goodbye.